Most people think aging is something that just happens. But after the age of 65, something much more subtle and much more powerful begins to take control. Your body doesn't just age, it gets reprogrammed. Not by your genes, not by your willpower, but by trillions of tiny organisms living inside your gut. And here's the uncomfortable truth. These microbes may now be influencing how fast you age, how much inflammation builds up, how easily you gain belly fat, even how clearly you think. In fact, after a certain age, your gut environment may become one of the most powerful drivers of your overall health. But here's what most people never get told. Every single day, you are feeding these bacteria, and depending on what you feed them, they can either support repair or quietly accelerate decline. Now here's the surprising part. This isn't just about digestion. You could have a normal stomach and still have an internal environment pushing your body toward inflammation, fatigue, and metabolic slowdown. And the most dangerous part? It happens slowly, quietly, until one day you notice your energy isn't the same. Your weight is harder to control. Your body doesn't recover like it used to. And it feels like aging just took over. But what if I told you there is a simple daily habit, just one addition to your routine, that may begin shifting this entire system in your favor? Not overnight, not magically, but biologically, consistently, powerfully. And the real reason it works has nothing to do with calories, and everything to do with what's happening inside your gut. So to understand this, we need to start with what actually changes after 65. Because aging is not just wear and tear. There is a biological shift happening inside your gut, and it quietly changes how your entire body behaves. After 60, and especially after 65, the balance of bacteria in your gut begins to change. Beneficial bacteria, the ones that help reduce inflammation and support your immune system, begin to decline. And in their place, less helpful, more inflammatory strains can begin to take over. This doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, silent, but the effects build. Because your gut bacteria are not passive, they are chemically active. They produce signals that influence your immune system, your metabolism, even your brain. So when that balance shifts, your body starts receiving different instructions. Instead of repair, more inflammation. Instead of efficient metabolism, more fat storage. Instead of resilience, more vulnerability. And this is where something called inflammaging comes in. A constant low-level inflammation that slowly affects your entire body. Research has linked this shift in gut bacteria to frailty, metabolic disease, immune decline, even cognitive changes. But here's the part that matters most. This shift is not fixed. It is influenced every single day by what you eat. Because your gut is not just involved in digestion, it acts like a control center. Inside your gut lives an entire ecosystem, your microbiome. Think of it as a chemical factory. And depending on which bacteria are dominant, that factory can produce signals that calm your body or signals that keep it in a constant state of stress and inflammation. Some of these bacteria produce compounds that reduce inflammation and strengthen your gut lining. Others can do the opposite. And here's where it gets even more important. A large part of your immune system lives in your gut, which means your bacteria are constantly training your immune system, telling it what to fight and what to ignore. If the balance is healthy, your immune system stays calm and controlled. If not, it stays slightly activated all the time. and that leads to chronic inflammation. Now here's where the situation becomes more serious, because when this balance breaks down, it can weaken your gut lining. Think of your gut lining as a protective barrier. When it's strong, it allows nutrients in and keeps harmful substances out. But when it weakens, tiny gaps can form, and substances that should stay inside your gut can leak into your bloodstream. This triggers your immune system and creates ongoing inflammation, not dramatic, but persistent. And this inflammation spreads. It affects your joints, your muscles, your brain, your metabolism. It contributes to stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, and stubborn belly fat. And underneath all of it, your gut is involved. Now here's the most important part of this entire conversation. You are influencing this system every single day with what you eat. Because you're not just feeding yourself, you're feeding your bacteria. And inside your gut, there are two broad groups: bacteria that support your health and bacteria that promote inflammation. And what determines which group grows? Your daily diet. Now here's where most people make a mistake. They focus only on calories. But your gut bacteria don't care about calories. They care about what they can eat. And what they need is fiber. This is called prebiotic fiber. Your body doesn't digest it, but your beneficial bacteria do. And when they feed on it, they produce powerful compounds that reduce inflammation and support your gut lining. Foods like vegetables, oats, flax seeds, and legumes are rich in this type of fiber. But most people don't eat enough of it, so the good bacteria begin to decline. Now the second piece is something called probiotics. These are live beneficial bacteria found in foods like yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables. They help introduce helpful strains into your gut. But here's the key mistake. Taking probiotics without feeding them doesn't work well. It's like planting seeds in dry soil. Nothing grows. And this is where everything comes together. Because the real power is not in one food, it's in a combination. You need to combine fermented foods with fiber, probiotics with prebiotics, because probiotics are the seeds, but fiber is the soil. And when you bring them together, your gut begins to change. Beneficial bacteria grow stronger. Inflammation signals begin to calm. Your gut lining becomes more supported. And your internal environment begins to shift, not instantly, but steadily. So here's the simple daily habit. Once a day, combine a fermented food with a fiber source. For example, yogurt with flax seeds and berries, kefir with oats, or fermented vegetables with a fiber-rich meal. Start small, increase gradually, and stay consistent. Because after 65, your microbiome may be more fragile, but it is also more responsive, and small daily changes can begin to shift your biology in meaningful ways. So remember this: you are not just eating food, you are feeding a system that helps control how you age. And when you support that system, you may begin to support your body in ways that go far beyond digestion. Now I'd like to ask you, what's one thing you ate today that actually feeds your gut bacteria? Let me know in the comments. And if you're willing, try adding this simple habit for the next 7 days. And notice how your body responds. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe, and stay with me. Because your health after 50 is not just about getting older. It's about understanding your body and working with it.